video. This Bottisham place where my ancestors built that. John Hasell lived there, and he's got a special Tudor room upstairs with the blinds are shut because there's the Tudor panelling. I've been inside there. I met an old lady who owned it, and Mrs. Paul, and she let me go in, and we took photographs, me and Zara, and looked at the stables and all that. And she's allowed us to go upstairs, and she had loads and loads of archive material that she was going to burn. There were books, there were big old maps, so hopefully she didn't burn it all. But anyway, so I'm come to Bottisham. I've done the Swaffhams, Swaffham Prior and Swaffham Bulbeck I've done. Swaffham Bulbeck and Swaffham this will be, and I've just Swaffham Bulbeck. Now I've come up the road to Bottisham. Trying not to have to use the mobile because of the storage problem, even though I sorted it before I came. But anyway, nobody wants to know about that, so I'm just going to turn this bit off and start again. Right, so this is Bottisham Place, built by John Hasell in 15 something or other, and his wife Agnes. Like I said, there's Tudor panelling in one of the bedrooms. It was very, very oldie worldy when I visited in 2006, 20 years ago I came here. Like I said, I got a picture of Zara. Unless she stood between those two trees, but I thought she was standing between the front at the front door. So this is probably the oldest house in town, Bottisham Place. With the Hasell links, they're linked to the Hassells or Hazels of Cumbria, Dalmain, near Penrith. Their ancestors, we share, this is who I share with the Dalmain crew. And that used to be, I think they might have called it the Highwaymen, but it was associated with Dick Turpin apparently. The lady in the house told me. It was associated with Dick Turpin, the Highwayman. It's been belonged to that company, First Copy, for years. Over 20 years. So I'm just going to have a wander around. They've probably kept it shut, some of the curtains, because of it's old. Now, Mrs. Paul, her nephew, I believe, was going to be inheriting it from her. They might still be in, I don't know. I'm just coming here for old time's sake, really. There's some of the real old barn. Could all be locked up, of course. I might have to go through the main door to get in now. Yeah, looks like I will. Let's just go up here a bit further. This is one of the old barns. They had ancient barns here. That roof on there looks pretty old, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to turn off for a minute. I'll come back on again. Right, just a quick reflection. This is all Bottisham Place here. It was one of the oldest buildings in Bottisham, and the Hazels or Hassells were wealthy landowners. John Hasell was one of my great-great-great-grandfathers. I can't remember how many times back, but it's like in the 1560s. He built Bottisham Place, which is like all this wall. There were some really old barns as well that were here. And I came inside with Zara in 2006, and we were shown all around. We were shown documents, and we were shown maps of the River Cam with the bridges going over, which were built by the Paul family. I've even got a little folder on the Pauls. They took over from the Hazels or Hassells when the Hasell family all went up to Cumbria, you see. Well, not all of them, but one particular branch went up to Cumbria, and they now have Dalmain near Penrith. And I've been up there, I've been around that house, and they're aware of us. but I don't know if they've ever been down here and visited. This has turned into a business centre now. Is it? Yeah, this has turned into a business centre. How appropriate. Zara would approve. Zara would. You think, oh yeah, that sounds about right. But I couldn't get round the back. There's no way in. There's nobody out. There's no doorbell. I'm hoping I would bump into someone. I mean, there is a car there. This is one of the cottages which would have been for the farm workers, you see. In the past, the farm workers would have had the cottages. Anyway, next I'm going up to the church of Bottisham, which is got in the floor there's the grave plaques of John Hasell and other Hasell members, or Hazel, however you like to pronounce it. I'm going there now before it closes. There's a cat in the window, but there's no, I think everyone's at work. It's very, very quiet. There's one car there, but they're all at work. So, but I think all the oldie worldy stuff might still be retained within Bottisham Place House. That they would have kept its old character on purpose, because it's a building of history. It's a historic building, and so are these cottages. These cottages are all of historic value. They've got a history. So I haven't been able to get hold of anybody, but I'm sure that the bedroom with the Tudor panelling will be safe. They've got the windows shut in there to protect it from the light. It seems to me that could be a museum even. You could turn that into a museum, Bottisham Place, because it goes back to when it was built in the 15th century. So it's probably all like offices and things like that now, with protected areas. Over and out.